Hi everyone, Al DeMarco here, and this is going to be your Wednesday video report. Cashed in with 2 out of 3 complimentary plays last night, including the Bulls getting the half-point cover against Cleveland. That's 10 out of 15 NBA freebies over the past 2.5 weeks. Can't win a best bet for my life, but hey, the plays I'm giving away, enjoy them because I can't lose them here on the video report. I'm going to break down game number 5 of the Washington-Atlanta series for you and also give you a complimentary play on the game between the Mariners and the Padres. That, my friends, is coming up in just a moment. Hey, I wanted to pass something along to you. As you know, the charity play of the week won on Monday night with Gabriel DuPont cashing in with his second biggest play of the entire baseball season, 80-dime release on the Dodgers, who, thanks to Van Slyke's 3-run homer in the bottom of the 9th inning, beat Miami on the run line 5-3. You got that $99 play for free. You know the deal, quid pro quo. When the charity play wins, then I ask you to make a donation to someone or family or an organization in time of financial crisis. And this week, I'd asked you to make a donation to a family of a 7th grade girl at Clarendon High School in Arkansas who is battling cancer for the 4th time and currently undergoing treatment in St. Jude's Hospital in Memphis. Cancer's already cost her some of her eyesight, cost her some of the bone in one leg, and may cost her now bone in the other leg, which could result in a prosthetic device. Currently undergoing chemotherapy at St. Jude's in Memphis. And it's a situation which I've explained to you before. You know the deal, guys. You're in my category as well, in my boat. You know, you have health insurance, most of you out there, but you know it doesn't cover all the bills. And the fact is, her mother had to quit her job so she could go, obviously, to be with her daughter. And that leaves the father working full-time and taking care of the little girl's brother. So I asked you to make some donations. And, you know, I always like to check up and see how the donations are going because I put my money in there and I want to see, hopefully, that most of you will respond as well. You know, I don't do it for publicity. I don't do it for any type of reward other than the one I get out of knowing that I did good. And that's the bottom line. Because together, this community of caregivers that we have created, you realize that we have probably easily contributed well over $300,000 over the past almost 4 years to various causes. Hell, I've given out over $5.5 million worth of plays. That's right, retail plays, $5.5 million in that stretch. Now listen, I put my $250 in there. But as I always tell you, I don't care if it's 5, 10, 15, whatever you can afford. I don't care if it's today or when your sports book pays up later in the week and you get access to your funds. All I care about is that you participate and understand it's appreciated. Now, this particular fundraising campaign was started by this little girl's 7th grade English teacher. And I want to read you an update that she had posted on the fundraising site that many of you may not have read. Thank you to all of you who have contributed to this fund for Paola and her family. I'm at a loss of words at the kindness of friends, family, and strangers who probably never heard of Clarendon, Arkansas before seeing this page. FYI, I did a little research. Clarendon, Arkansas has a population of about 1,600. This high school, which has grades 7 through 12, has, I think, a total attendance of about 260 students. Hell, my graduating class in high school had 585, to give you a comparison. But I go on. This is the English teacher writing this. A special thank you to Al DeMarco, who has made Paola's fundraiser his charity pick of the week by making a generous donation and encouraging his clients to do the same. And thank you to all of you who have donated so far. No matter what the amount, every penny counts. I was told that Paola has been very sick from the chemotherapy today, and it has been a very hard day for her and her family. Please keep thinking of her. So guys, again, it's not me. It's all of us together. You're doing good for people, and that's what counts. Really, there is more to life about winning and losing. I mean, you know, I just don't understand how people get so wrapped up. Listen, we all like the vicarious thrill of winning. We all like to gamble. That's what you're watching this video report. That's what I've been doing for the last 25 years. Yeah, I'd like to win. I haven't won in 5 I can't say that word, weeks. This may be a family program. I can't say that particular word, but, you know, those are the breaks sometimes. So anyway, just so you know, people out there appreciate the good deeds that you are doing. And if you haven't donated, please do so. Now, you know, after the charity play wins, I also give you an added opportunity to save money in hopes that you'll contribute as well. You can save $125 off any handicapper's 30-day package here at the site by using coupon code SAVE125. That's $125 right off the top of any handicapper's 30-day package using coupon code SAVE125, or you can save $50 by using any handicapper's 7-day package purchase and the coupon SAVE50. Should you have any questions, you can always contact customer service. Now, the half price play of the day did not win yesterday, as Steve Buden's New York crew went up in flames with the LA Clippers play. But doesn't mean we don't have a winner today. And let's turn to one of the hottest handicappers here at the site again, Gabriel DuPont. Half price play of the day. He's going for winning day number 17 out of 23. 100 dime play. Number 20 out of 29 over the past 4.5 months in all sports. 20 out of 29. It's your Grizzlies Warriors side. It's bigger than the 80 dime NBA winner you got last night for just $9 on the Bulls Cavaliers over. It's bigger than Monday's 80 dime winner on the Dodgers on the run line, which you got for free as a charity play of the week. It's bigger than his Sunday 80 dime winner on the Bulls in Game 4 against Cleveland. You get it for half price from a guy who has made $10 bettors over $17,000 since Thanksgiving, and the coupon code is HALF, H-A-L-F. Also, props going out to Trace Adams. Last night cashed in with, who was it? He had the Bulls. And you got the winner for just $25 as it was Raise the Bar 1,500 star release. Today he's going for winning day number 12 out of 16 with his Raise the Bar 1,500 star winner number 6 out of 8 on the Hawks Wizards side. You know, he's based in Atlanta, so he's really had a nice feel for these teams in the postseason. And you can save $65 by using coupon code TRACE, T-R-A-C-E. All your other coupons, etc., are available over on the homepage. You know, yesterday that Cleveland game, just a quick note about it. You know, there is another example where I've always say to you, you bet the favorites early and you bet the underdogs late. 99.9% of the time, that is the strategy you've got to adhere to. And it paid off again for you yesterday, because for a very, very, very brief window early in the morning, for about an hour and a half to 2 hours at some sports books yesterday, you could have gotten Cleveland at 5. Most of the guys here at the site, though, had Chicago as the dog play. And as the day went on, that line went up to a solid 5.5. Some places even went 6. So again, favorites early, underdogs late. It's also the reason I also tell you to make sure you have at least 2 sources if you're playing offshore. Now, I'm not going to ever recommend the sports book to you because, A, I wonder about the legality of it. You know, we don't take any advertising here. We don't promote any sports books. I mean, it's that fine gray line as to the whole legal ramifications of it. So rather than make millions of dollars advertising them, I'd rather sleep well at night. You know what I mean? But listen, there are a couple big name sports books out there. You can do the guesswork where generally you are paying an extra half point or a little extra juice, maybe an extra dime to 15 cents, depending on the sport, when you're betting favorites. Well, obviously, if you're betting the underdog, those are the sports books you want to gravitate to when you're betting the puppy. So that's why I always say you should have a blend, a couple of sports books if you're playing offshore. No different than if you're here in Vegas. Listen, you know, it just means getting in your car or walking to the next shop, you know, to find a different price here. You know, you don't have to go to the South Point, which, as Steve Buden once said, is like going there is like being in the witness protection program because of its distance from the strip. But, you know, I mean, there's enough sports books all over the place that you can find that half point deviation in Vegas as well. So you always have to be price shopping. I mean, look at how many times here in the postseason games have been decided right there at the buzzer. The cover, the not cover, half point to 1 point being the difference. It pays to shop, guys. Okay, let's take a recap of what happened in last night's games. Chicago-Cleveland, weird game. I mean, Bulls are down by 10 at halftime. They're down by 17 points with 6 minutes and 9 seconds to play. Then they make it a 2-point game with 1:18 remaining. So really, they didn't play well other than that for 5 minutes in that fourth quarter when they got within a bucket. Derrick Rose started off strong, but, 16 points, 12 of them came in the first quarter as he went 2 for 15 in the final 3 quarters because he re-aggravated that shoulder stinger he suffered late in the game number 1. Bulls' biggest problem last night, they couldn't hit the broadside of the barn, 39.5%. And defensively, I told you at the outset of this series, these Chicago Bulls are not the defensive-minded team that you had from years past. This team just doesn't do a good job at clamping down on opponents. And to wit, last night the Cavaliers shot almost 51% from the game. Cavaliers, of course, I got the big game from LeBron. But how about Kyrie Irving last night? Playing with the strained foot, playing with the knee tendonitis. Had not really done a good job at dishing the ball or driving the lane, but last night he came back 9 for 16, 25 points. I think the unsung hero, however, for Cleveland continues to be Tristan Thompson. 12 points and 10 rebounds in about 37 strong minutes in the starting lineup. Again, I don't understand why Dave Blatt went ahead and started Mike Miller in game number 1 at the forward spot instead of Kevin Love, and brought Tristan Thompson off the bench. But then again, this is a guy that almost called a timeout when he didn't have any, so you got to wonder about the guy's mental capacity as a head coach in the NBA. I know he's been a veteran international coach, but Jesus, some of your moves, I just don't get it. It's a good thing you have LeBron on your side. As for the Bulls, listen, they still miss Gasol. He may not be available for tomorrow night's game number 6 either. Yesterday they started Taj Gibson, 4 for 12, 5 rebounds, 10 points. They had Miratek playing extra minutes off the bench, 2 for 7, 3 rebounds and 10 points. Just a bad night all around for the Bulls in that game. And yet, they still covered the spread. Clippers, Rockets, whew, Jesus. My God, did the Clippers play poorly last night. LA down by 5 after 1, down by 15 at the half. I mean, the Rockets shot 54.1% in that game. The Clippers, 41.8%. Rockets out-rebounded them 58-39. I mean, the Rockets just dominated everywhere. In the paint, they outscored them by 18 points. On the fast break, they outscored them by 14 points. Dwight Howard showed up last night, 20 points and 15 rebounds. And Harden, 26 points, 11 rebounds, 10 assists for the triple-double. You can't win the game when 2 of your starters, Matt Barnes and J.J. Redick, go a combined 4 for 20 from the field because you don't have a bench. All that being said, I just have this one question for you. Did the Rockets win the game or did the Clippers lose the game? Think about it. I mean, the Clippers had one of those games last night. They had those hiccup games as well in the San Antonio series. Now it comes back home. Interesting move. Kevin McHale, who I think is a Mickey Mouse coach, yesterday put Josh Smith in for Terrence Jones at forward to boost their rebounding. Smith responded with 9 points and 7 boards, and Jones came off the bench with 12 points, so it certainly worked. But again, did the Clippers lose the game or did the Rockets win the game? Okay, for tonight's free play, oh, Jesus, I hate this game. I'm telling you. So you have Atlanta as an 8-point favorite, okay? So the Hawks played well, obviously, in the last game, finally. Jeff Teague, after a 4-game slump in which he had averaged just 9.5 points and 26% shooting, I told you prior to game number 4 that the Hawks needed Teague to deliver. And he did, 26 points on 9 for 20. But you have to go past the box score because where Teague also was so dynamite for the Hawks in that game was that he drove the engine and he drove the lane. Because, the Hawks, that's how they get their points. They're garbage men, okay? Teague either taking it to the hole or dumping it off for the short little putback jumper. 21 drives by Teague in the first 2 games of the series. 21 drives total, and it resulted in 20 points for the Hawks. The last 2 games, 32 drives to the lane, to the hoop, resulted in 38 points. So you can see the additional contribution when Teague is at the top of his game. Bottom line is the guards of the Hawks just broke the Wizards down. The Hawks won that game comfortably, even that, they did cough up the lead there late, okay? But, still, you look at the fact that Kyle Korver did nothing in that game. Just 4 shots and 6 points. But thankfully, Dennis Schroeder came off the bench, 29 strong minutes with 14 points, negated Bradley Beal's 34-point career playoff high and 6 rebounds, 7 assists game. I'm going to say the same thing that I've said throughout this series. For the Washington Wizards to do well, yes, it would help if they had John Wall come out and do his best Willis Reed imitation tonight and play a little bit. But more importantly, their big men must produce. I said that to you prior to the first 3 games. And what happened? Nene disappeared in the first 2 games, 2 points total, then had 17 points and 9 rebounds in game number 3. In game number 4, he had 12 points. The problem is, you look at the 4 big men, Nene and Gortat in the starting lineup, and Gooden and Porter coming off the bench. They combined for 22 points in game number 4. Like I always say, game, set, match. That is exactly why the Wizards lost that game. Your 4 big men had 22 points, okay? You have the size advantage over the Hawks, okay? Who are playing a 6'9", 6'10" guy in Al Horford at center, okay? Along with Paul Millsap as your power forward. You have the height, you have the size, you have the beef. You've got to dominate in the paint and on the boards, and they haven't done so consistently in this series. So we go back to the line. I think there's 2 ways you can play this game here tonight. I think Atlanta will have a surge with the momentum coming off the game 4 road win, and I kind of like them minus the 4.5 points in the first half. But if I had to play the game the entire way, I would grab the 8 points with Washington. I think Washington can keep this close. Again, I like Atlanta a little bit, minus 4.5 in the first half, but let's make the official free play the Hawks minus the 8 points in the entirety of the game. Now, for your baseball complimentary play tonight, I'm going to go with the Seattle Mariners minus $1.25 at home tonight over the Padres and James Shields. Shields, 2.90 earned run average in 5 April starts, but in 2 May outings, well, he's allowed 10 runs in 11.1 innings. He's allowed 7 homers in those 11.1 innings. He gave up 15 hits in his last 2 starts against Colorado and Arizona. He's given up 11 home runs this season, which isn't an alarming fact when you consider that 8 straight years he's given up 20 or more. Why is this of importance? Did you see last night the Mariners hit 6 home runs in their win in the series opener? 6 home runs, okay? They won 11-4 last night. That's 4 straight wins. They've scored at least 4 runs in each of them to open their homestand. That after losing 6 of their previous 7 games. Padres, meanwhile, have lost 2 in a row. They've lost 7 of their last 10 on the road. Now, am I in love with Walker pitching for Seattle tonight? Not necessarily. When I looked at the fact that he's allowed 53 base runners in 27 2/3 innings. But what I'm looking at more with Walker is the fact that he's a much better home pitcher than a road pitcher. In 2 home starts this year at pitcher-friendly Safeco, 3.48 earned run average. In 4 road starts, an ERA of almost 11. Okay, so what can I tell you? I'm going to go with the Mariners here, minus the price, because I like the way they're hitting the ball. And that will do it for today's report. Best of luck to you all, guys, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow when we do this one more time.